I don't want to do a long intro. New print, new charms, links down below. Let's get on to the artwork. Hello and welcome to one of the biggest and most ambitious projects I think I have ever done. Like, I think this was more, oh my god, this is the thing that's happening, than when I did the 3 color challenge with every single supply in that color. Like, I combined the 3 marker challenge with the using all of my X colored art supplies. I have had this idea in my head for about a month and a half. Actually, when the Owl House season premiere aired, October 15th, the second that happened, I was like, I have this idea. And then I got hung up with family stuff, Comic-Con, and trying to find little things here and there to fill space because I knew this was going to take a while. So to start this off, I 100% knew what I wanted in my head. And I was originally going to do this on the same illustration board that I made my banner for Comic-Con with. Like, I bought that stuff at Hobby Lobby for like $1 forever ago. I have so much of it and I was like, I'm gonna use my illustration board. And then I opened a drawer looking for, I can't remember what and I saw these, I remember I had these 2 pieces of cardboard. I don't remember where I got them, but I have them. And I'm like, oh, these are actually pretty door-shaped already. So I just immediately started with that. So just to see if I could even, you know, like, I guess prove to myself, I started with the front of the portal door painting, and that alone was like 2 days of work because it was a lot of layering. Like, painting on canvas, I maybe can get 2 or 3 layers of this paint and it's opaque. I don't know what it is, but painting on cardboard, even though I just put 1 layer of primer down, 1 layer of gesso, but it still seemed like it dried so fast because it was soaking up the paint, like the water. And I was just using my apple barrel paints. Like, I wasn't using my heavy bodies because I hate heavy body acrylic. But it seemed I needed like 3, 4, 5 layers to get anything smooth. But I was like, it's supposed to be made of wood. So I wasn't like too like, oh no, it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect on this, honestly. Like, I knew the colors weren't going to be right. I knew that the patterns weren't going to be 100%. Like, the top part of the door got a little wonky because I kind of lost the shape a little bit. And then I was like, oh, I can save it with the outline. And then I did not save it with the outline, in fact. I think it looks wonky, but the eye on the portal door, I love the glitter. Just the front of the door, I was like, if everything else in this does not go the way I want it to, then I'll be happy just with the front door. And then I started on my second piece of cardboard where I was like, okay, this is going to require a lot more detail because I was going to draw the inside of the portal, which I had only really seen. Well, I only had 1 reference photo, and it was the episode where Ida is a kid and she finds the portal door. So that was like my only reference. So I was like, okay, even if this doesn't look perfect, I'm going to be putting a bunch of stuff on top of it, so it's not like it's a huge deal. So I did that and I was like, wow, this looks a lot better than I thought. The gradient I was having a problem with on the middle part of the inside of the portal, like from that yellow ochre to brown. But I said, screw it, it's good enough, and I just let it go. And then I originally wasn't going to do the back of the portal, but that reference I had of the inside of the portal door had a reference of the back of the front door. So I was like, oh, I can just do that real quick. And that wasn't very hard at all. That was like a super easy match the color. It had a lot less detail than the front of the door. So I was like, cool, I'll just do that. And then the part that I was more nervous for was the journaling collage on the inside that goes over the portal stuff. I have been into ASMR journaling recently. Like, on Instagram when I'm bored, I just love watching people, like, they'll take scrapbook paper and rip it and stickers and ink oxides, and I'm like, that is so cool. I don't have the ability to do that. Like, I don't have all the materials. Like, everyone has like these super fancy translucent stickers of people and a bunch of flowers, and I'm like, all my stickers are Pokemon and small business stuff that just would not fit in a journal spread. So that, like, journal spread is definitely what gave me the inspiration for this, obviously. But in the end, like, it's not like that, but that's what gave me the inspiration. And I wanted to do a little bit of everything for everyone, and I got crafty. I'm so proud I got so crafty. I wanted to do a little bit of the Hex, or a little bit of everybody, the Hexite squad plus Ida and King. I was gonna include Hootie, but I was like, I don't have the room for this right now. Like, in my head, I had it all mapped out. So I was like, it's fine. But for Luce, I ended up just taking my sketch paper that I use for like Patreon stuff, and I made her glyphs. The glitter yellow is light. I did the white, or the yellow fineliner to do the light glyphs, so it's more bright, like you can't really see it. I went over with a blue glitter paint for the ice glyph, just to have some shimmer. I probably should have changed the shape on it, but I think the glitter differences are fine enough. The plant glyph, I just put some little leaves that I actually ended up painting green, like they were originally like this more mossy green, and I painted over them to be more green. And then the fire glyph, I do not recommend anybody doing this at home unless you know what you're doing. I actually burnt edges of the paper over my candle. So if you're going to mess with fire in your artwork, please be careful. For Ida's idea was last minute because I was like, oh, do I want to put in Ida? Because I was like, how do I throw in Ida with the owl curse? And I was like, should I just put feathers? And I was like, I have this orange gem that kind of represents her gem before her curse took over. So I did that, and I actually used my cockatiel's feathers. I have like this whole bin of his feathers from when he's been molting for the past 5 years. So I just glued down a couple of his feathers and put her gem there. And for King, I had this white ribbon actually, and you see I painted it red. And his little medallion, I actually was at the dollar store and I got these like gold foil circle garlands, and I was like, I can definitely use these, because I did Hunter's old Golden Guard masks, and I was like, I can use these gold circles for more than one thing. So I grabbed them, and I have a bunch of them left in case I ever need them. I just went over it with some gold paint. It's almost the same color, but the texture difference, you can see the difference in King's collar. And then I dripped blue metallic ink to represent Titan's blood, which, you know, the portal and everything, and King is a Titan, blah blah blah. And I'm kind of hoping that, like, well, I am very much hoping that King doesn't die, because then this would be like some very heavy symbolism. And I did not I'm doing this and it's like the day before Thanksgiving. I feel a little bad that Amy's came out a little simple. Like, I wanted to do like pouring mediums of abomination goo, and when I did it, it just did not lay down flat because my paint was thicker than pouring medium. So I ended up just like circling little blobs in and then just doing blob and blob and blob to get a bunch of abomination goo, which is right next to a portal key. When I was also at the dollar store, I found these key stickers for journaling, and none of them were exactly the right shape. Like, I know the portal key has like extras on the top and the prongs are on the right side, but this was the only one that had a circle gem that I could paint. So I painted that, and I actually added a little bit of that Titan's blood onto that key as well. Then, like I said, I used that gold medallion for Hunter's mask. Used that same gold paint I used for King after a couple trial and errors for brown paint. As much as it hurt, I was like, I need to incorporate something for Flapjack. I have to do it for Flapjack. So I took another one of Zapdos's feathers and I painted it red. 2 symbolisms, I guess. And I didn't want to just glue it down like I glued everything else. So my first idea was to do a wax seal. So I just tried using like this orange, it's a peach and lavender candle I got from Yankee. I was like, okay, let me see if I could do that. And when I melted it, it was too liquidy, and I was too scared of ruining it. So I just decided I'll just make a huge blob of acrylic paint and then go from there. But I was like, what am I going to stamp it down with? Because I don't want just a big blob of paint. And I remember that the Golden Guard symbol on the back of the cape is an eagle, which is the same eagle that's represented in Gravesfield, which is where Luce and Philip are from. And I was like, okay, am I going to sculpt it, or am I going to be crafty and use an eagle quarter? So that's exactly what I did. Painted over it gold. For Willow, I just did some flowers because she has plant magic. And then Gus, I did the magic enhancing magnifying glass. Honestly, I tried using cotton. It did not work. It's too puffy. I wanted to do something for illusions, and I just did the magnifying glass. Then at the end, I went upstairs and I was like, Mom, do we have any twine? And she was like, I have this butcher's rope, or I don't know if it's called rope. It's what they use to bind meats and stuff. I don't know where she got it. So I used that to bind it, and I have a functioning opening portal door with a owl house journaling collage inside. And I'm so proud of it. I just think this is one of the best things I've ever done. I'm so happy, and I can't stop looking at it. I'm very, very proud of what I've done. And I think that's it, because all I'm going to keep doing is just gushing about how much I love this. So the links to my socials, Instagram, Etsy, and Patreon are down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week with hopefully something as spectacular as this. Bye!